What's going on, everybody? We're back with another video, and this time, we had a pretty big weekend. You might have noticed a little dip in the upload schedule because I wasn't around. I was actually in a different area competing in some offline Street Fighter, and some interesting events had transpired. Now, leading up to this point, I kind of unfortunately have developed a little bit of a reputation for accidentally winning my Street Fighter tournament matches. So much so that it even made the news. My legendary accidents have made it to Kotaku gaming articles. As you can see here, Street Fighter V competitor wins tournament accidentally. Yeah, it's true. I've done it in the past. I've won my very first NLBC after like 50 plus attempts by an accidental input error. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, it's true. I didn't mean to do that. I went to go throw Shine to close out the match. He actually went to tech the throw to defend appropriately, and I accidentally got a little DP, a happy little accident there while shimmying up to go for the throw. It actually came out as a DP input, and yeah, the final interaction of the set, which won me the tournament, it was completely an accident. And you know what? I figured, why not take my luck to the next level? Why not take my luck to the luckiest place on earth? I'm talking about Vegas. Over the past weekend, I was actually competing in Bull Kumite Las Vegas, which is potentially the first big offline event we've had since COVID kind of kicking in 2020. They've already done a Bull Kumite in 2020 with the London Kumite, but that one was closed from the public. The LCQ for the final spot for the tournament was also held online. But Bull Kumite in Vegas, fully offline last chance qualifiers to fill out the spots. And this consisted of a 16-man bracket with 15 invites. And lo and behold, I was invited. Now, I did not expect this at all. This invite came in under, maybe some interesting circumstances, I would say, because the sign by date for my contract was the day before I got the email for the invite. And slowly we kind of pieced together that some visas and some travel restrictions might have prevented some people from getting their invitations or from being able to attend the event. But you know what? We take those, because I got the invite to go to Vegas to play in one of the most prestigious events for Street Fighter. I was in there. I was invited along with people like Capcom Cup champions, Meta RD, IDOM, Punk, Evo Champ, Problem X, among many others. So I was amongst the elite, some of the best to ever play Street Fighter V, and they brought me out to Vegas for pretty much a paid vacation at this point on top of the tournament, and I couldn't have been more happy. But there was work to do, because when you go to Bull Kumite, it's not all just for show, it's not all for fun. I mean, they throw you literally in the cage to fight. All that said, the thing that I was most nervous about going into all this wasn't any of the matches. No. It wasn't the matches. It was, of course, the entrance. The most important thing about Bull Kumite is your entrance into the stage. We showed up to the rehearsal the night before, and the director was letting us know, listen, playing your matches, playing well, that's fine. That's dandy. But none of that matters, because the most important thing about Bull Kumite is the memories, the poses. And of course, during rehearsal, I find out I'm going to be the very first person walking out into the crowd to do an intro. And obviously, we're in Las Vegas. Everything is boxing themed. They literally give us boxing gloves to represent our lifeline in the event. And of course, everybody's saying, oh, do a dash punch, do a dash straight, just dash straight down the hallway. You know how many times I had to hear the same joke about, Brian, you're gonna do a dash punch? You're gonna do a dash punch for your intro? Please, someone do a real life dash straight. I will give anyone $500 if they can show me a realistic looking dash straight in real life. Throw such a hard punch that your fists literally pull you by the momentum while your feet hold in place and you just glide forward about 10 feet straight. So I had to come up with something quick. I mean, this was literally what I was planning the most for the event. I mean, the practice was done. At this point, I'm just trying to not embarrass myself and do an intro. So, I had to think about it. Had to think about it a little bit.
Can I please welcome? Okay. Who do you think it is, Rob?
Let's go, Brian!
Yeah, Brian! Ah! neutral up in here.
Yeah. No neutral. We got content
No
creator
neutral.
turned pro Street Fighter player.
So I figured why not just flex and yell. Flex and yell. What I was going for, I was trying to do the Balrog no escape. I don't think I paid attention to the angles of the arms enough. I'm glad at least Demon Dan here caught on to what I was going for. I was trying to aim for the no escape, but he's a bit more open, not upright with the arms here. And then someone else pointed out that I pretty much did Q's taunt, like exactly. You know, I think I did okay, all things considered. Then of course they have you walk all the way around, and I'm literally the first person, so I had to make the long walk around the cage, all the way around to stand there awkwardly while everybody else does their intros. At this point, I'm feeling good. You know, intro down. I didn't trip. I didn't fall. I don't think I embarrassed myself too much. Got the job done. My gloves didn't fall off my shoulder. And, you know, I think at this point, job well done. Couldn't have asked for a better intro, right? That part out of the way. So, unfortunately, that doesn't mean I'm out of the woods yet. If you don't know about Red Bull Kumite, a big part of the event is the fact that it's not a typical double elimination bracket. They do 2 phases of the event. They have the group phase, where they divide all the 16 players into 4 groups of 4, and everybody plays each other round robin. Then the top 2 from each group proceed from that to the final top 8 bracket, where they do a single elim longer set format. So the reason they get us all lined up is to actually draw the groups. And of course, I'm first. I got to go up there and draw the group. And then this is the most intense part, because this is going to determine your tournament future. You know, at this point, it could have potentially been me, Idom, Punk, Big Bird, for example, all in one pool. You don't know what you're going to get. So I draw, and it's lucky letter C. So group C becomes my group, and I get to stand there in the standoff formation waiting for the groups to be drawn. They go through the drawings, and they're decided. My group is Mono, Problem X, and Goichi. And remember, only the top 2 make it out of any group. So I'm looking at my group. Mono, he's playing Fong. You know, Fong's kind of been historically a bad matchup for me. I don't really like it too much. And, you know, I played Mono in some sets, and I would be lying if I said those sets went my way offline. Problem X, you know, we've had 2 matches in tournament so far, which have gone down to the wire, and I've never been able to close it out against him. And then Goichi, the wild card, Rising Star Goichi, who was the first Minot player really on the scene, showing off what she could do. But at this point, I don't really know how much he's been playing. I know he tried to get into Street Fighter League, so that's why he's here at Red Bull Kumite. He didn't quite make the cut for Street Fighter League Japan, but I don't really know what he's going to bring to the table at this point. So it's kind of a wild card group. And that leads us to our first match, which is, of course, against Goichi. Goichi, the wild card. Yeah, Goichi does play Street Fighter V. He really does. But like I said, I wasn't sure how sharp he was going to be this event. But, you know, I had to go in, had to do some work, because at this point, you don't want to get washed in groups. My goal this tournament was definitely to get out of groups, perform well, and see how far I could take it. And I would say for a first match, all things considered, I think it went pretty well.
Absolutely immaculate right now. A 2-0 would be huge. A 2-0 would be huge. Uh-oh.
Conversely,
Right to
going
that
down
corner.
0-2 is the worst thing that could happen.
Oh my goodness,
They're
this is
pounding it
reminding
out
me.
here.
This reminded me of Combo Breaker. I think 2017, 2018. I think it was 2018. Brian just smoking the Japanese players. Oh my!
Hey, with the P.
Let's go, Brian! You know what time it is, bro?
With that perfecto.
Top influencer in the game still can play.
It is.
Let him hate my boy.
They got the commentary in the cage. Of course, my boy Rob, my no neutral co-host, is in the cage with me with the biased commentary. And yeah, we were in there. I opened up the tournament with a 2-0 over Goichi, which is really big because if you don't know the way the groups work, it's not only the set count, the number of games you win actually matters for tiebreaker purposes. In case 2 people have a tied set count, the number of games you win, your game differential will determine if you move on over that person. So because of that, winning 2-0 is really important, right? Not losing 2-0 is also very important. So starting off the tournament super strong, you know, starting with a 2-0 for me sets me up for a really good position to actually do well in my group and potentially move on. We're able to hear the commentary a little bit, but they have the Astros on the setup, so they're pretty noise canceling, and you can adjust the volume, so it wasn't distracting for me. And even if it was distracting, you know, the commentary was always biased for me. So up next is Problem X. Evo champion Problem X. And like I hinted at before, I played Problem X in tournament 2 times. One in NCR 2019 and then in Texas Showdown 2019. And both of those times, I've taken Problem X to match point, but was unable to close out the set each time. So going into this, I felt kind of confident, actually. But that said, you thought he would go Bison? You're wrong. He picked Alex. Now, I actually did place Alex in sets off stream as well, and that was more even, more in his favor with Alex. His Honda actually washed me. I played his Honda washed me off stream. But he picked Alex in the set. I initially, on paper, I wouldn't think I would have a hard time with this matchup. And starting the match off, it wasn't too bad, actually. I felt like I was in the game. In fact, I definitely was in the game because I was in the lead.
Staggering the pressure a little bit. Problem X not blinking. Activate off the crouch jump, standing heavy kick. Gets to confirm. Into V trigger 2. Back to the middle of the screen. They go dash punch. EX. Oh, V shift.
Wisely V shifts out of there. The momentum was going there in his favor.
Nice.
Problem with a lot of gray life there. He's plus on this.
Look at the
Gray
great.
life.
Look at the
my
seasoning.
goodness, and it just vanished.
And you like oh my god. Z, hold me.
Bigfoot, that could have been punished.
Oh my god. 23 seconds left.
Oh, the dash! The first one in the round.
Not dead.
Oh! What the range? The range on the power bomb.
I cannot believe how far away that command grab reached. I was shocked that after a block dash punch, he took a micro step forward, but still, Alex's command grab range used to be terrible. It used to be awful, but they buffed this range in the last season patch. And he just snuck in there, got the command grab. I could have V-shifted out if I had known. I didn't even consider that to be an option. Well, you got to understand. To me, I thought I was clear, safe, nothing you can do from that range. But he snuck in the command grab and made the comeback and got the game. Now, the next game he takes in pretty handed fashion. He got the download, played it really well. He takes the set over me 2-0. 2-0 at this point. So, unfortunately, I am down in that set. 1-1 in set count. 1 win versus Goichi. 1 loss to Problem X. And this leads us to the final match for my group stage, which is Mono. Mono, I was actually the most worried about for my group. Mono plays an interesting character in Fong. And Fong, many consider to be a very low tier character, not very relevant in the meta. However, I think Fong beats Balrog. I have never really liked this matchup. Fong has a lot of tricky setups that he has with his Cloud and Fireball, which Balrog cannot navigate around with V-skill like he can against traditional fireballs. And his Coward Crouch, where he lays on the ground and then ends it in that 2-hit double kick move. It low profiles dash punches, which makes dash punching kind of risky against him, and the plus frames he gets and the pressure he gets is really difficult for Balrog to deal with. So traditionally, I do not like this matchup. And insider information, I played Mono in a long set, and he beat me like 8-0 in casuals at one point. So I wasn't feeling too confident, or I was feeling a little bit worried going into this against Mono. On top of that, at this point, leading into the final phase of the groups, Problem X is up 2-0. In set count, he beat both Mono and myself. Me and Mono are now both 1-1. We both beat Goichi and both lost to Problem X. This means that the winner between me and Mono will move on guaranteed through to the next round. Goichi is guaranteed out of the event, and me or Mono will be moving through. And it all comes down to whoever wins this set. So we both go into this knowing what's on the line, which is everything at this point. I know going into this that I actually have the losing record in casuals against him. The pressure is on. So game 1, we go into it, and we're both playing nervous. I gotta say, we're both playing nervous. And it's not a good start for me in the final round of the first game.
Take your charge. You know what? You still have to hold it. It's not good.
Maybe V-shift nowadays, though.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah.
But you're giving up some resources, right? You're going to want that ground back sometimes. And then you're going to get in a hard defensive situation against Fong, and you're not going to have V-shift.
No V-reversal. No V-shift. Yeah,
that's not nice. Oh, dash up. V-reversal to get out of there. I like the option. Power stance calls out the V-reversal. This is not good.
Fong's V-reversal is one of the worst.
The armor?
Oh my gosh.
At this point, I knew I had to do something dramatic.
Rob this man. Oh Oh, wake up jab.
We gotta rob him.
How did he get away with that wake up jab? It's not even like he has a wake up jab. Oh my God. Ah!
The double shimmy. The double shimmy gives me the round. I had to give a little clap there. Yeah, I was not looking too good in this game. I knew I had to be aggressive, work on that comeback. I was down in that round, and I got him to bite. That's how I knew the nerves were running high, because I don't think in a normal traditional set, no stakes on the line, I don't think that Mono would have bit in that circumstance. So, you know, we're feeling the pressure. The next game, unfortunately, Mono takes it. He plays the same solid style. I just don't get him to crack. And it actually leads all the way up into the final round. We're going back and forth in rounds. We go to the final game, final round, and here is where it all comes down to the final moment.
Oh. Look at that green light. Bron's dashing up. Bron smells blood in the water. He's being aggressive, Steve. No neutral November. You can see it right now.
No neutral November. I'm gonna start celebrating now.
Ah, he tried to shimmy him. Capcom, please.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Mono's fighting hard.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, jeez.
Oh, what is this? What's gonna happen? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, my God. Oh,
You did that. You did that.
Brian L.
Right now. Did you just do that? You are a bad man. You are a bad man.
It was an accident.
Why would you do that?
It comes down to the final moment, and I have another input error to close out the set to beat Mono in the bad matchup, the unfavored matchup where I was definitely the underdog, to get second place in the group to move on to the top 8 final bracket. And yeah, it was truly an accidental input. If you take a look at the situation that led up to it, Mono goes for the V reversal here, i.e. X straight. He backdashes, and then of course, as he's backdashing, the upper comes out. So we'll take a look at the slow-mo here. EX straight, he V reversals to alleviate the pressure. Goes for the backdash. It looks like the sickest read, the sickest chase down of the backdash that I could have possibly done. But all I wanted to do in that moment was safely poke with crouching medium kick. But you have to understand, when he was on the left side, I'm holding down back in order to block. He crosses over to the other side. I switch from down back to the other down back, from the bottom right side to the bottom left side to block in the other direction. And I just meant to press crouching medium kick. If you know anything about Street Fighter V and Street Fighter 4 as well, the input leniency system, if you hit down, forward, in your button, you will get the uppercut move. Normally you have to hit forward, down, forward, a pretty complex motion. But down, forward button will register as a DP. I did down, when I shifted from down back to down back, crossing between the corners like that, it registered as a DP input. How? It's hard for me to say, but the engine will read that as a DP input. When I go to press the crouching medium kick, yeah, it's like a crosscut DP input. When I go to press the crouching medium kick, it chooses for me instead to do the upper, chases down the backdash, looks like the sickest read, but it was all an accident. And there I am looking in disbelief. I cannot believe I've won another critical tournament match. The smoke going off, Rob getting in my face, calling me a bad man. You are a bad man. And all I know is I did it all on accident again. The shame. The shame. I had to set the record straight. It was an accident once again. What can I say? There's actually another really sick angle of that moment, this one from Stumblebee, which really shows the drama and the tension of the moment. Rob going off the whole time behind my back, losing his mind over the match right there, all for me to just accidentally win the game. Yeah, that's the tale. After that point, I proceeded on to make it into top 8 of the biggest tournament of the year in Red Bull Kumite Las Vegas. However, The story doesn't end there because all this time, something was brewing beneath the surface. Something was going on. A mysterious force was approaching in the background. There was a man with a plan for vengeance. A mysterious man was after me, and that whole time, I didn't even know. We'll have to go into who this man is and what his plan was in the next episode.